Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to take a rough look at Borderlands 4. That's been functioning perfectly. Obviously, we're going to do no spoilers, no final builds or anything like that. I have a full-time job, so I actually have a normal progression, as you can see. But it's been functioning perfectly. Randy Pitchford has been completely correct. Everybody's complaining for no reason. Just kidding. It actually froze half an hour really into the main storyline. As you can see, I was very excited about the whole thing. Super stoked. But then we went from 120 frames to 60. Everything was mid to low already. And then no issues. Everything was working fine. As you can see, beautiful world. We're going to check out our weapons and everything like that. And we're going to go through some of the weapons. Also, just kidding. It did break down again. But they had an update. They're going to have another one, and it's been working fine. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was the movement. They added some new movement mechanics, a lot of them actually. And at first I thought they were going to be terrible, but really they blend in quite nicely with the game. You have like the jetpack that you get, which allows you to hover and also do a double jump. As you can see, the bar there tells you how much boost you have left. And like I said, I thought it was going to be terrible. It actually blends very well and organically with the fighting. As you can see here, I'm just going to double jump into like the rocks there, get away from the attack, and you can kind of hover, as well as it allows you to dash once or twice. I haven't done more upgrades to see what else you can do, but at first, when I saw the gameplay reveal and everything, I was totally against it. And I have to say that I overreacted. I was wrong about that. It feels pretty good. It doesn't break the game, it gives you new angles to approach fights and to maneuver without just being stuck in like a 2D space. As you can see, there's also a splicer. They have some new enemies. Again, this is no spoilers. I'm not into late game. This was like still very early game. So I haven't found every single enemy. As you can see, I was stuck there. You can interact with your environment here. You can grab and throwables, and I nailed that piece of wood right there, as you can see. And it allows you. It's still kind of glitchy, to be honest, because sometimes you want to go grab it, but you weren't staying on it, so you melee the bottle and it explodes on you. They have some new additions as well. This is like a secure comms. I think Borderlands 3 had that, um, but they have new like missions. Still kind of the same. The main difference is you don't travel to different. It's just one big map so far. There's not a lot of traveling. So everything, the terrain does change a little bit. Now they do have active weather, which has been a big difference, and it allows, even though you're on the same map constantly, it allows it to feel a bit allows it to feel a bit different every time. And we're gonna take a look at some of the weapons here. You still have Ladoff. The order is the new one, which a lot of people don't like, because you have to kind of charge up for maximum damage or single fire. TDR obviously, Molly one, which is very slow. The projectile speed is very slow. You have Jacobs, which is still one of the best. Dallas, which is really fun because essentially so far what I've seen about them is their side or passive or whatever. Their secondary, as you can see, Vladov has rockets. There's Mali one has the switch between elementals, but Dallas has it from switching rounds. So your assault rifle can also use you can switch to SMG. You still have your storage deck upgrades, but as you can see, backpack, no projectile, no missiles, RPGs, etc. That's because it's going to be under the heavy ordnance. They changed that up too. I haven't unlocked that slot. I have some heavy ordnance weapons, but we'll go into it a little bit later. Now, the nice thing that they did with the trees here, with the skill trees, you get the three different skill trees in total, as you can see, that you normally get. But obviously, here, as you can see, splits into another three towards the bottom, totally three different ways that that skill tree will behave. And on your left, you can see you unlock the main, your main ability, which for this one, for the Wraith or Siren here, I prefer her to spawn minions because it allows you to, have somebody else take all the aggro for you, which is fantastic. But I'm sure there's some meta build. I don't care about meta builds. I'm just trying to have fun with this. And then you get to pick. You don't get to select all the little upgrades you see that don't have an investment. Like you just pick one, so you can mix and match within one skill tree, essentially making it almost like nine different skill trees. You can mix and match your passives on this one, and then your final one, depending how you invest. So it allows you for a lot of variety. Again, you're not gonna see a meta build from me. I don't care enough about that. There's also a decent amount of customization. You also get loot boxes here. As you complete missions, instead of just the weapon itself, you have a chance to unlock other stuff where you're going to see the customization. Now, I'm fairly sure with Borderlands, from what I've seen, these are like the standard colors you unlock with missions and challenges, but I'm fairly sure there's going to be color combinations and things of that nature that you don't see here. You will only find them when you unlock them, but it gives you a decent amount of variety. You can pick those. You can change your head. Again, these I also started with the bruiser class, like the Viking guy, and all these heads are very similar. So these are going to be your standards. You can see they're unlocking a mission. These are going to be your standard variations, and then I guarantee you bosses, etc., are going to drop heads that are not for display here, and you're going to just discover them when you discover them. That I am interested in finding out. And then the style, again, I unlocked like a skin out of nowhere. So I don't know how many skins there are in the game, how many outfits, I guess, but I'm sure it's going to be a bunch. They've invested a bunch of time in this. And then when you unlock them, just like Borderlands 3, you can change your color combination. Same goes for your little Echo 4 device. That helps you out. Like it helps you keep you on track, find the mission. He has his uses, and it's been a good addition. And your weapon, uh, which was in Borderlands 3 as well. So same setup so far, but I'm sure there's plenty more customizations to go for your weapons. As you can see, have a decked out Jacobs here sniper rifle with a cool paint job sniper rifle handgun with a cool paint job, and we're gonna just show some more gameplay, some fantastic aim, obviously some marksmanship. You have throwing knives, which is cool. So instead of grenades, I've unlocked all the grenades. You have your standard like kind of bouncing betties, kind of AO area of effect, and the ones that Merv, whatever the ones that split. You know what I'm talking about if you play Borderlands. So these are badasses appear. Obviously, these are the new enemies based on the timekeeper. Without spoiling too much, these are kind of the enemies you face early on. As you can see, I'm level 7 there. So badasses, some decent loot. I do play on harder difficulty. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. I wanted to grab it, right? But I instead meleeed it because the kind of the proc for you to grab it and then melee kind of goes in and out if you just miss a little bit. I also haven't played an FPS on my controller in probably years. So don't judge me. I don't want to see any comments about the aim. Leave the aim alone. The aim is what it is. It's gonna get better. Leave the aim alone. So there we go. Oh, nice. Look at that little headshot there. Little snappy headshot. Jacob's still all faithful, still doing the job. That throwing knife is so much fun. And each grenade, etc., has a different different passives in a way. They can bounce if it's the Jacobs, right? Their own characteristics. The other thing that you'll see on the bottom left is now you heal. Like I don't remember this on Borderlands 3 or any other Borderlands. You heal with that syringe on your left, and then when you heal, you get different passives from that. So it's and Jacobs, all manufacturers make a different, give you different passives. This is another interesting thing that they added. So you you unlock this like room, the stock room, right? And then once you secure it, you get this balloon. Now I thought the balloon again, I was wrong. I thought it was useless. I'm like, why? You're gonna have vehicles. They showed you the vehicles. What's the point of a balloon? The point of the balloon is that it allows you to access and see from a top down so you can find things easier and maybe like notice some things that obviously from just driving around on the ground you're not going to see, and clearly you cover a bunch of ground on them. So maybe using the balloon, I trashed it kind of wrong, not completely, because there's other modes of transportation and you're not, it's not the best, but it has its purpose, and I take it back. It gives you a top down view. Now, this is something new as well that you're gonna see, which are like random world bosses. They just appear when you see that blue zone, that blue circle. That's the boss right there, Poison Ivan. Now, what's fantastic about this is that at any point you can have a boss fight. That's very cool, really interesting. But pay attention to this circle. Once you're in the circle, you're in the dojo. Once you're in the dojo, you cannot leave the dojo because it happens to me here. This is like after 20 minutes. So I'll show you I'm fighting for my life. Also, some other enemies spawn. That's what happens with the world boss. They're part of the environment in a way. So those those timekeeper people spawned, and this is me after 20 minutes halfway. I'm like, okay, we could do this. And I stepped out for what, half a second, and that's it. Poison Man is gone. I was furious. I'm absolutely fuming at that. And then just insult to injury, he takes out all my health. So now I'm just absolutely distraught. I'm in shambles. But yeah, just be careful of that. The nice thing about I'm gonna take my anger out on them. I know that. The nice thing about the bosses as well is that they spawn minions all the time. So you don't just kill the minions and then you get to, fight the boss one on one. They keep spawning minions. I like that because you can go in a fight for your life. I play on hard difficulty and I'm in fight for my life a lot. So with another boss, it helped a lot. Now you're gonna see me use my abilities. I'm level 10. I talked about the decoys that I can use or minions. You can use a Reaper or a decoy with your gun. I prefer the decoy with the gun because it spawns with the gun that you have. So as you can see, this guy has like I need the corrosive to melt his armor. And because I spawned my minions right there, look at that. His armor is gone. Now, you can build more of a melee tree where the Reaper is going to be fantastic. You can explore with that. Again, for me, Borderlands about like, I will never care about a meta build. It's about you have an infinite amount of guns. You're supposed to just explore, try different combinations and have fun. When everyone has to run the exact same thing for a meta build, it kind of takes all the flavor out of the game and all the variables and randomness out of it when everyone's hunting for one thing and only playing one way. It becomes kind of bland. And a video game with so much variety that gives you like nine skill trees, infinite amount of weapon variations, etc., to break it down to just one build forever. Like there's people that are already level 28 and or 50 maxed out, finished the story. I don't know where you do from there. Anyway, that's just my little rant about it. You guys can play however you want. But I don't think I'll ever do like I could do a fun build, but not a meta build. So this is what I'm talking about. Different like this a Gatling gun, but there's RPGs. These are the heavy ordinances. You have to unlock like the slot to equip something, but I have unlocked like two right there. So we're also going to talk about vehicles very quickly. And the reason it's very quickly is because my game crashed again and I didn't have the recording for when I went through the customizations. You have different vehicles, different engine, right? That you can equip different engines so they can behave differently. Different vehicles, different paint jobs. I apologize about that. To make up for that, I'm going to show you a boss fight that obviously I pulled through at the end, but this is the importance of having minions now. So I think I went for a fight of my life, fight for your life, whatever, 20 times in this fight. Like you think I'm doing damage, but I'm dying a lot. So these little breakers, those little splicers, so annoying. As you can see, I'm trying my best not to leave that circle. I think he was more forgiving. I hope somebody said they should add a timer. I agree with the I'm in fight for my life already. That's sweet. They said I had a timer, and I agree with that 100%. Just to give me a timer, give me 5 seconds to get back in. Especially if you have like an enemy that like kind of does AOE or so, like knocks you back. If it knocks me out of the circle, why is that my fault? So, with that being said, this was a short video. Not a lot of spoilers. Obviously, I went through it quickly. I'm not going through every character yet or anything. Um, I wanted to say that it's not bad. 60 frames playing on like Xbox 360 settings is not the best. I don't think Randy did a great job calling everyone poor and dumb, but I'm sure his developers work hard. I would give this game a 7 right now. Once they fix everything, because there's another patch that I just downloaded today, so I'm sure they're optimizing the best they can as quickly as possible. I would give this an 8.5. I was wrong about the movement. As you can see, I'm dashing, I'm moving. It's not ruining the game for me. The grappling stuff, I could live with that. I feel like they designed the level and they're like, oh, how are they supposed to get up there? Just use a grapple. It doesn't, I feel like I could live without that, but everything else is nice in the game. And the gunplay is Borderlands, the weapons are Borderlands. You get the classic Borderlands feel. I know a lot of people with a timekeeper. I don't want to go too much into it. You're not gonna. There's no handsome Jack, and that's okay. Handsome Jack is lightning in a bottle. It's probably gonna be for a long time the best villain that they have. I haven't finished the story, but I know I've heard complaints about the timekeeper. It is the story is a little bit darker. Claptrap has some jokes. I will say that so far I've played like I don't know, I've put like 10 hours I think. minus the crashing. I put a couple, not a lot of dark humor, not your classic Borderlands dark humor. I am missing that. So yeah, the storyline not as funny as usual, but everything else, I think people will enjoy the gameplay. I think the new additions are cool. We're gonna have DLC characters. The map again. I want to travel. I want to experience completely different areas. That's what allowed when you fast travel to places with Borderlands. That was a huge plus. So I'm hoping that I get to do that, like completely different areas. But this map is pretty big, and so far offers a decent amount of variety. The weather dynamic being completely different, like changing dynamic weather, does help a lot, and it was refreshing to see from a Borderlands game. So the people that said, you know what, I'm gonna do what I do for every other Borderlands game and just wait and buy the Game of the Year edition because it's just a kind of a solo co-op. There's no need to rush to it. You were right. Big applause. You were right. 100% good for you. If you bought it, the patches are coming fast and furious, and I think you'll be okay. But they should optimize. I think people are just tired of Battlefield 2042, coming out undone. All these games being rushed so they can make the profit, and then the gamer kind of just you've been looking. I was looking forward to this so much, so my game crashing right away was very disappointing. But they've done a great job with the movement mechanics, a good job with the weapons and the shields and the new gameplay style with the heavy ordnances, your rocket launchers and Gatling guns being on a cooldown instead of just having ammo in a weapon slot for them. I'll be interested to see for those of you who have played. What do you think of the mechanics, the dynamic movement, and your heavy, your like rocket launchers? Because there was a lot of rocket launcher builds with certain characters that were insane in Borderlands 3. So El Salvador, right? Like dual wield rocket launcher. So do you guys like some of the changes? How do you feel about the movement, the weapon changes, Daedalus, the the mechanical stuff? I know it's been frustrating for, the crashing and the fact that you're playing in Xbox 360 settings. But aside from that, how is everything else? Do you like that it's one big map instead of you fast traveling to a variety of different maps instead? And I know that they added a quick fight boss fight, so the quality of life stuff has improved, as well as like you can pick up weapons straight for junk. There's a button for that. So I think overall they've tried very much. Then they've done a pretty decent job overall. I appreciate the game. It's gonna get better, but if you waited, applause, sir. Applause. Good for you. You were correct, if you want me to say that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you do enjoy the game. I'd like to see your thoughts on that and anything else I've missed. I will do more live playing and more recordings of it as I go forward. But again, no metal builds. This game is meant to be fun and enjoyed, and it's all about stealing loot from your friend. That's really what this game comes down to. So, but we'll try out the different characters and give my thoughts on those. And I was the schmuck that bought the Ultimate Edition, so you don't have to. So I'll have all the new DLC stuff, so you can check it out and make your mind up after you see me play it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.